You know him, you love him, you're gonna want more of him. Here he is now, it's Chattin with Colin, yeah!
Still feels new to me. It's only the second time you've heard it. And I've heard it. It's great. Thanks again to Matt Law and Lucas Dillon for putting that together for me quickly for season 2, even though we're not breaking it out by season. But I can't believe we've been here for a year already. It's crazy. And I know there was a big weekend, Brantford Festival. We'll talk all about it, but I want to let you know about some events that are coming up. The first event coming up this Thursday is Into the Woods at Walsh Intermediate School. That's this Thursday, June 25th, 26th, and 27th. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7 o'clock. You could get your tickets at shorelinetheatercompany.com. And if you're having any issues, call 203-488-8304. We'll help you out at Brantford Parks and Recreation. Speaking of Parks and Recreation, that same night, Thursday, June 25th, we will be having jazz on the green. This is our entire jazz lineup. If you want to go to BrantfordJazz.com, you could see that every Thursday we have some fun jazz entertainers coming from all over the country. This year it's from 6 to 8. In the past, we've done 6:30 to 8:30, but this year we're doing 6 to 8 because at the end in August, some of those 8:30 nights, it's already getting too dark. So we want to make sure we get the whole concert in. So 6 to 8 this year. Thank you to all of our sponsors, but especially Premier Kia and Subaru. They are our main stage sponsors. Bob Alvine, you are incredible. Then this Saturday, lots going on in Brantford. We got the Brantford Fireworks celebrating America's 250th birthday. We got entertainment from the Groove Tube, the Town Rock Band, and the Town Band, directed by Mike McGinley. It's all at Brantford Point, Parker Memorial Park. You could also see them from Foot Park and other neighborhoods in Brantford. There'll be food trucks there. And yeah, you could start getting there at 3. Bring a picnic, bring friends, family, but the fireworks will begin approximately at 9:15. That's weather permitting. And if for some reason it doesn't happen on Saturday, the rain date is June 28th. Then for the entire month of July at Brantford Point again, we have Way Back Wednesdays. That is with DJ Dennis Nardella. And there's some vintage and antique cars there. That's every Wednesday in July at Brantford Point from 6 to 8. And lots more Musical Mondays behind Town Hall every Monday from 6 to 8, weather permitting. We have so many people. I'll just read them off now. Brantford Rock Ensemble, Victor Rowland, Blue Rhythm Band, Broke Down, Rob Glassman Band. That one's a Jerry Garcia tribute night. And for that one, I think I'm going to start it at 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. Then Wango Tango, Just Us, Chris Mara and the Founding Fathers, and last but not least, ending again with Mike McGinley and the Brantford Rock Ensemble, which is a new group. And then just because you know I love all things theater, Legacy Theater tickets are on sale for their next show, The Wizard of Oz. I can't wait to see it. I love that rainbow's popping. You know, rainbow's my favorite color, and Wizard of Oz was one of my favorite shows because, well, it's one of the best movies in the world, but also, it's just an amazing show. And I can't wait to see how they do it at Legacy Theater, and that's intimate theater. But with that said, let's come back to me and let's talk a little bit about the Brantford Festival, right? Great weather, amazing weather, 3 days. Like, I think we actually made money this year, which is fabulous. I need to thank all of the volunteers, especially the committee, operations, the co-chairs, Cheryl Morell and Christina Restituto, and of course, all of our amazing sponsors. We couldn't do it without you guys. If you want to get involved as a sponsor or a committee member or a volunteer, please check out BrantfordFestival.com or email BrantfordFestival@gmail.com. There's going to be a survey sent out soon. I know people have lots of thoughts and opinions. Please take the survey. We will take them into consideration, just like we took yours into consideration from last year. I think this year, well, obviously the weather helped, but the layout and everything I think was much better this year. And with each year that we do it, it's going to get better. Of course, construction on the green, we can't do it on the green. We couldn't this year. We thought it would happen last year. Construction may spill into next year, so I'm thinking it's still going to be at Hammerfield next year. So we will still continue to make improvements. And I know I'm a traditionalist. I love it on the green. I loved it on the green. I know a lot of you love it on the green. But you know, it's not a town-run event. People think it's a town-run event. It's its own entity that has to raise its own money. It's a town-supported event with police and fire and public works and Parks and Rec maintainers, but it has its own like budget and guidelines and 501c3 and board members and committee members, and there's just a lot that goes into it. So, and people think it's fully supported by the town, and it's just not. And also, people think it's the Branford Festival and that's it. Well, it's the festival, it's Shoreline Chamber, it's the Branford Road Race, it's all the food vendors, it's all the vendors in general. So there's a lot of nonprofit organizations that make money that weekend from it. And some people think if you donate to the road race or the chamber, you're donating to the festival. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to try to explain to everyone how the festival works, but we're going to try to do it. And I just want to let you know that if you want to get involved, please email branfordfestival@gmail.com, or go to the website, branfordfestival.com. I know there's stuff about the wristbands, and just know Branford Festival only makes its money from fried dough, sponsors, but that really just covers the event. And we get a portion of the kids' rides. So that's how we're able to sustain. And actually at Hammerfield, it's flat, it's all enclosed. And being the board president, I heard from police, fire, and the town's emergency management coordinator. And they all said having it at Hammerfield is safer. Being the board president in 2026, I feel like that's our answer. You know, we have to be safe. So I don't know if it's going to stay at Hammerfield. I know if it keeps running the way it has to run in order to make money, it can't sustain at the green unless we have a bunch of angel sponsors and bring it back to the green. But that's how we make our money. And I just wanted to be transparent because I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook. I've seen a lot of praise. I've seen a lot of just concerns, and I've seen them all. I haven't been able to interact with them all. Just know I'm seeing them. I love all the support. I love the praise that you've given me, and I love taking the critiques. You know, constructive criticism is always good. We can always get better, and we will. Okay, I've been talking a lot, but I want to get into what's next, which is Into the Woods, which I know I'm a little crazy because I just wrapped the festival and now I'm opening up a show I directed on Thursday. But our guests today have been involved with Branford Parks Recreation's Branford Parks Recreation Shoreline Theater Companies since the beginning, really. And I'm sure they're going to have lots of stories to share with us today. So please welcome to the show, Shay Barrett and Judy Bannon. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
How's your day going?
Great.
Good.
Yeah, did you guys go to the festival at all?
Yes.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
You go first.
Okay. I enjoyed it. I hadn't been in a few years, so this was my first time coming down, and I came for the fried dough.
Oh, good.
Which was
So
delicious.
thank you for the support.
It was delicious, yes. So we had a good time. We came on Sunday, so it was a little quieter before the ride started. But yeah, we enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, Sunday. I didn't run the road race this year, but maybe next.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shay, what about you? Were you there?
Yes, I was. I was working a lot, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, but I was working a lot, so I got to catch the end of it. I saw the ABBA cover band, which I absolutely loved. Me and my friends were dancing up front.
Did you see me there on stage at the end?
I did, and
Yeah.
we were like, "Oh my god, I know him! That's so crazy."
I want to get up and close, especially for the people at home that maybe are older and can't get out or have mobility issues but still remember the festival. So I loved that for a couple of the numbers I was able to go up and just share that moment for the people watching at home.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad that I got to go at all because I grew up with the Branford Festival. It's always my favorite time of year, so it was definitely cool. But it's crazy to see how much things have changed, but also how much things have stayed the same.
Yeah.
So I'm still enjoying it. Me and my friends got to go. It was a great weekend.
And you performed on Saturday, right?
Yes, we did. Yes.
At the Haven-sponsored Backstage Entertainment, which this year was by the basketball court at the community house. We closed out that Backstage Entertainment portion from 1 to 2 on Saturday. as many of the cast members that could be there were there. We did a selection of the songs. It was a lot of fun. We do that every year in order to spread the word about what we're doing that summer. And this summer, we're doing Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods, which is a beast of a show. But all those classic Brothers Grimm fairy tales that they sort of get all intertwangled. And then Act 2, lots of other stuff happens. But we won't spoil it. But I do want to talk to you guys first about how you got involved with Shoreline Theater Company. So let's start with Shay. When did you hear about Shoreline? How have you been involved? I know you've been around for a while.
Yes. So I started working with Shoreline in 2019. I was a camper at Shoreline Theater Company's summer camp, which I now work for.
Oh my gosh.
Which is full circle moment. I was Alice in Wonderland Jr. back in 2019. So I guess I was like 12, which is crazy because I'm 19 now. And then ever since then, I did summer camp up until I was eligible to do so. So I did Alice, and then I did High School Musical because the year before that was COVID year, so unfortunately we didn't get to do anything. And then I was a CIT for Wizard of Oz, and then I've been working as a camp counselor for the past 4 years, and this year I'm going to be directing, so it's very exciting. And then I've also been involved in all of the adult productions since I was 16. So I started with Footloose, and then I did What's Something Rotten, I did Rent, and now I'm doing Little Red Riding Hood and Into the Woods.
And that's a little funny that you got cast as Little Red Riding Hood, right? Can you tell us what you played in middle school?
Back in 7th grade, I played Little Red Riding Hood. At Walsh Intermediate School before the construction was done. So very full circle. I'm excited to be picking up this role again. And now that I've grown and matured, it's kind of interesting to see how different I'm playing the character, but also how there's still some similarities. And I'm glad I get my redemption round. So I'm very excited.
Yeah. And what do you do now? Where do you go to school?
Oh, I go to UNC Chapel Hill in North Carolina, and I'm a dramatic arts student, and I'm a musical theater minor. I'm also doing communications. I'm doing a lot of everything. I just did my first production. I was in The Vanities, and it was super cool because I got to work with the main stage production, and a lot of freshmen don't get to be in that, so I was very grateful for that opportunity. And then at school, I'm working at Carolina Performing Arts. I work in the box office. Fun. And then I'm also working at a daycare, so a little bit of everything.
Us theater majors, we wear a lot of hats. And
yes.
We do what we need to do to make it work. And that's really what Shoreline Theater Company, these adult shows do. We put a show on in like 20, 25 rehearsals, and it's with about 30 people that are coming from all different towns, not just Branford, and they're all ages, and we have to work with their schedules, and it's always a little bit of a heart attack because I don't think we've ever had a full cast before opening night in all of these years, and it always comes together, but not without, oh my God. But, and you grew up in Branford?
Yes, I'm a Branford resident. I graduated Branford High School in 2025.
So what were some of your high school shows?
Yes, I started with Anything Goes my freshman year, and I was one of the angels. Sophomore year, I was Summer in School of Rock. Junior year, I was Serena in Legally Blonde. And senior year, I was Matilda in Matilda.
Wow. Did you like your director?
Yes, my director's great. I've been working with Colin since I was very little. So
that's me. I always have to ask that. Yeah, so we worked together at Tabor Arts, at Branford High School Performing Arts, and at Shoreline Theater Company in both the camp capacity as a camper, the worker, and as an adult performer.
Yes.
It's crazy seeing some of these people. I mean, I feel like I just moved back from New York maybe 3 years ago, and I've known some of these kids for 10 years. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, Judy, moving on to you.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So while I live in Northford, I'm one of the people that does come from another town to participate in the production, but I am a Branford native. So I spent the first 25 years of my life living down in Short Beach and loved the town and always supported it. But when I got married and moved to Northford with my husband, we raised our children there, and I taught at Jerome Harrison School for 22 years and retired when my daughter had her daughter so that I could be her daycare provider. So it's been a lot of fun for me in my, moving through the stages of my life.
Yeah, and you have a huge family, right?
We do, yes.
How big is your family?
When we're all together, there's 19 of us.
Wow.
So it's terrific. It's a lot of fun.
That's nuts. And what made you want to get involved with Shoreline Theater Company?
So anyone who knows me knows my story, that I always wanted to be involved in a theatrical production, but never really had the confidence to do it. And I always came to the Brantford High School shows. You know, it was my hometown, so I always came. And one year, and I'm not going to remember which one, on the program on the back, it said, "Hey, we're starting a community theater company." And I thought, okay, well, if
I
not
could tell
now,
you it was Shrek in 2018
because that was when you
that's when
took over.
Martone and I
Yes.
took over and
Yes.
had this idea. Yeah.
That's absolutely true. So, and I thought, well, you know, if not now, then when am I ever going to get to do it? I'm going to be 60. So it was just a perfect opportunity, and I was very grateful to be a part of it and to be able to continue participating with that.
So that first show was Hairspray?
Hairspray,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome. And you've done pretty much every show, but weren't you like
I was
in Europe or
I
something?
was in Ireland, yes, for Chicago, and we know how I feel about that. I was grateful that was the show I missed because of the costumes.
No,
So-
you sent the email saying I really wanted to wear the fishnets.
I do own fishnets,
Oh, wait.
but I wasn't sure I wanted to wear them.
That might have
publicly.
been one of your former students. Oh my gosh, too funny. Well, before we talk a little bit even more about Into the Woods, I'd love to take a little look at one of our numbers from last night, the first dress rehearsal. Let's take a look.
Into the woods to see the king of the town, to see, to sell, to get, to bring, to meet, to live, to go to the festival. Into the woods, into the woods, into the woods and out of the woods.
Yeah, that was just a little tease. We didn't want to show you everything. I have a couple more, but it's funny that last night was our first time really working with a not full set, because we know we're going to tweak till the end and props, but set, props, costumes, and a lot of that stuff is going to change because, you know, after we see it on stage, we take some notes and we keep tweaking till the end. What did you guys think about last night and like this rehearsal process and this show in general?
For me personally, I mean, obviously it's very exciting being able to pick up the show again. I always admire how quickly we're able to put on a show, and although it's hard without the full cast and there's always something going a little bit wrong, it always turns out to be great. So I'm excited for the audience to see. Last night was exciting. I always think it's so fun finally putting every piece together. Like, it was super amazing working with the pit and like seeing our costumes on and all that, although everything's going to change.
Yeah.
I think that is always the first moment that I'm like, okay, we have a show, it's going to be great. And although last night there was a lot of like chaos and a lot of things going on, like, I'm excited for tonight to do it all over again, and I'm excited to make it great and for the audience to see it. I think it's going to be a really good show.
Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, theater, it takes all of the elements, really. So sometimes I'm like, okay, the mic doesn't sound good, or this this isn't working, but then you realize it will work when there's that special effect or sound effect or that lighting trick or the like. It's hard, but sometimes we don't even see that until opening night because we have such limited time in the space. So with this show, we've been rehearsing at the community house, we've been rehearsing at the high school, we've been rehearsing at Studio One, and we've been rehearsing at Walsh when we can, which is not a lot. So the fact that we are able to put up any type of show with a lot of restrictions at this time of the year, when it is the craziest time for teachers and for the festival and for all of the creatives and for the cast, like the fact that we've been able to do it this long is crazy and get it done. I can't wait for the audience to see what we're talking about. But Judy, what about you?
I thought last night was terrific. I love that first time, as you said, where everyone comes together in costume and you're on the stage and the lights are playing and the mic and the pit is there, and it's just a great kind of a turning point for everyone, I think. But I think that in speaking of how quickly the show comes together, I think that speaks to the talent level of the people that are cast in those lead roles. I'm I'm very often fangirling and I forget to sing or dance when I'm on the stage because I'm looking at everyone and
Yeah.
thinking you're just amazing.
I
And
saw you and Laura in the back row yesterday
Yeah.
for a lot when you weren't on stage.
Right.
And it was like you were just like, oh my gosh, you were so excited. It was so great to see
It's just amazing. It's something that you can't almost explain to someone else unless you're a part of it. And I've really enjoyed working with Shay so much. I'm her granny.
Yes.
So she's Little Red and I'm the granny, and I'm probably the only cast member that didn't need a whole lot of makeup for their
Oh,
part.
stop it.
But it's been really nice to kind of get to know her a little bit better, and she always makes sure that I'm in my spot and where I'm supposed to be, so I'm extremely grateful for that. But I just think it's an amazing cast. And it's very inclusive. Everyone gets along. There's no exclusion of people for age or gender or whatever. And
Or abilities.
or ability. Well, that's true. But I really feel that it's just a great place to be. You know, it's a whole lot of fun, and I take a lot of pride in being part of it.
And have you said how old you are? Have we talked about this?
No, I haven't.
I know I'm
said.
not supposed to ask.
It's all good because I have no problem with that because I wear that I'm the oldest cast member very proudly,
and
and
you look
I
amazing.
will be.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
I'm getting a quick call.
Okay.
I guess we're going to have to do this. Hello? Hi, is this Brianna Gavigan?
This is Brianna Gavigan coming at you live from the beach in Punta Cana.
Oh, well, that's amazing because I am live right now on Chattin with Colin. And you are on with Chattin with Colin with Shay Barrett and Judy Bannon. We're talking all things Into the Woods this weekend, but we just sang your praises for being on the committee and the festival. Great work this weekend.
Oh, how kind. I can only take credit for a very, very, very small percentage of what went on.
You
It's
helped.
amazing what a group of volunteers could do.
I know. It's incredible.
Go chat, and good luck. I mean, break a leg, never good luck. Break a leg.
Thank you. Thank you for knowing that. And then I can call you back later. You'll pick up even though you're in Punta Cana.
I'll pick up for you anytime, anywhere.
Okay, and next time, invite me, bitch. Bye. I don't know if we could say that word, but he could just... No, we can, because I could say it on daytime television. We could say it on BCTV. Don't blurp that out, Vic. Sorry. Sometimes I like picking up the calls
It's
because
absolutely
sometimes
fine.
it's my mother, sometimes it's my father, sometimes it's Dale, sometimes it's Josh Brooks. Maybe one time it'll be Rosie. You never know. So sorry
could
for
be.
interrupting, Judy. Keep going.
Oh no, that's fine. I was saying that I'll be 68 July 1st, and part of being in this group, I think, keeps me young. You know, it keeps your brain active. It keeps you involved with people who are younger that can, keep you up to date on things that are going on that you might not know about. But I'm loving it.
I have to say, Judy, I've talked to Paula Rarick, our choreographer, and Mike Martone, the co-founder and co-artistic director, musical director, set designer. Just seeing you, but not only you, but especially you, your growth. From beginning to end, from Hairspray to now, your confidence in singing, acting, and dancing has been really inspirational to see.
Thank you.
So I'm glad you took the leap to do something that you've always wanted to do since high school.
Yes.
And you did it later on. And it shows that anyone could do this, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah. And now I'm also looking, Vic, we don't have our lights on to make us look good, our side lighting. We're going to have to fix that in a second. So I'm looking. Why aren't they on? You could come in. It's okay. Come on in. Come in frame. Let's see. We're going to meet the man behind the camera. Oh, no, he's
maybe
not.
not.
He
He's
doesn't. He's crawling. He's crawling. Maybe we're not getting the side light. That's fine. You know what, everyone? This is how good I look, Shay looks, and Judy looks without lighting. I just got my side lighting right here.
There you go.
Okay, but I'm going to move it
It's
a
fine.
little
We don't
bit.
need it.
No, you guys don't need it. It's me. It's all me. Oh, look at how much better that looks. It doesn't. But
It's amazing.
I literally looked at my side and I'm like, I don't have that light on. And then I'm looking there. Well, I need the light, but you guys look amazing. Okay, what was I talking about?
My age.
Your age. But also just how we are accepting of all ages and abilities. In this show, I think we have people from 15 towns in it. Same thing with our camp, and we have with our camp, we have 125 campers this year.
Crazy.
That first year with Aladdin, we had 32. We doubled it to 64. Shay's year, Alice in Wonderland, we had to have 2 casts, 2 directors. And then we had COVID, which sort of we thought we would not really keep the momentum, but we had to do 2 different cohort casts of High School Musical 1 and 2 junior, and then it really has just been going and going and going. We've sold out really in one day, and there's a waiting list, and I can't believe how much it has grown, especially being a theater company attached to a Parks and Recreation department. There's not many of them that do that at all, but if they do, they focus only on kids. So there's not many that do theatrical events for all ages. And we don't only do musicals, we do plays as well. So is there anything else before I cut to another performance, maybe of Shay performing? Is there anything else that you guys want to add just about Shoreline Theater Company, or have you had any fun stories from any of the shows you've been in, or what your favorite show is that you've been in? Anything. There's no wrong answer here.
Based off of that facial expression, it seems like you have a story.
Not a real story, just
A fake story. We don't want fake news here, Judy.
not fake news, but should I tell my rent story? My quick rent story.
She's sneaky. This one
So-
is sneaky.
So, every year you never know what the show's going to be. So I always try to, guess, because that's just my nature, to try to figure out where you might be going. And Colin had posted a video on Facebook saying, something to the effect of, we'll be announcing soon what our show is going to be. But if you zoomed in on that video, which I did,
Of course you
there
did.
was a folder that said rent on the top. And I was like, they're doing it. They're going to do it. One of my favorite shows. And so I sent it to you and said, does this mean something? And he's like, no, it's my apartment, my whatever. So.
Yeah, I tried to
we
make.
found you out.
She knew exactly what it was, but she did not sell me down the river.
I did not spill the beans.
Yeah, she didn't. But very sneaky, especially for a teacher.
Well,
It's like all those kids using AI to do their reports these days.
that's it.
Shay, what about you? Any stories? Anything? Any onstage mishaps? Anything? A little behind the curtain we could give the viewers?
Oh, well, I'm sure I have plenty. The first thing that I thought of, because we were talking all the way back to Alice in Wonderland, which feels like forever ago, but I remember my very first show at Shoreline, I got really sick. I had like a 102 fever, and I performed anyway. And I think that might be part of the reason that I'm so close with all of you guys, with Colin, with Martone, with Chris Lemieux, who is our baker. I think that start of me being a little dramatic child and now being a dramatic adult, like, I think that it really shows, like, how close everyone is in Shoreline. And although I was a little kid and I was just like, oh, I'm sick, I'm not feeling well, like, everyone was very helpful, and I performed anyways. And still to this day, Martone's like, oh yeah, you were 11 years old crying in my office, now you're 19 crying in my office. Like, I think it's a really great place to be, and it's a really great community, and I'm so grateful that I'm with you guys who have watched me grow up and now get to see me as an adult. And I just think it's like really special that we have Shoreline Theater Company. I'm very glad that I've been a part of it for so long, and I'm excited to continue to be a part of it. And I'm excited that I now get to work at the camp that I started at. It's like,
great.
It's very cool. And yeah, I just think that everyone is so close. And I, like you said, like, I've met so many people that, like, I would have never crossed paths with if I didn't do this. So I can't think of like a specific story, but it just, the fact that we're all such a great community is something I'm very grateful for.
Oh, that means a lot, because when I moved back from New York City, all I wanted to do was, I thought I was only moving back for 3 months with Greg Noble to start the Stand. And then after 3 months, I fell back in love. I never really fell out in love, but like, I was like, you know what? I could do this here. So I was like, maybe let's stay for a year. And I've never left. But I wanted to create the theater scene that I yearned for as a kid, which is why I started at Tabor and then Branford High School. And then it just kept going and going and going. And finally, it's all working. I mean, it did take some years, but I wasn't a sports guy. Then there's lots of kids that aren't sports guys. And when I was in high school, it was really me that was only obsessed with Broadway. And then after me, it was Scott Towers and Greg Noble and Ryan Bloomquist. And before me, it was Eric Sanagata. But since Martone and I have taken over, there has been so many people that have gone into theater performance or music education or technical theater or like there's so many different jobs in theater. It's just great to see how much more popular it is than it was when I was in high school. Just like when I was in high school, I wasn't out, but everyone knew, but there wasn't really anyone out. And now there's so many people out and about and different pronouns and everyone's just accepting of everyone. It's incredible.
But I think part of you have to take some credit for the fact that the opportunities that you're offering young children and, you know, adults as you move past high school are what is allowing them to consider those careers for themselves.
Oh, yeah, I
You
definitely
if
would not.
there were no opportunities before high school when I was way back when I was in high school, and now you can start performing in third grade. You
Yeah,
get on
well, I
that
think
stage, you can be a
something-
tech person, you can do all of that, and I think that opens doors that maybe people didn't even consider before.
Yeah, well, I think something really clicked when I was younger at St. Mary's when there was no music. I mean, you had music once a week for 30 minutes until 6th grade and then no music. And I begged for a musical. They wouldn't do a musical. I was so jealous of the kids at Walsh that had a musical. And then I just think something like, you know, when something festers in your brain and you don't even realize it's happening, I think that's what happened. But yeah, even the camp growing. And we don't just focus on performing. There are kids that only do tech or wardrobe or props or scenic design. Most of them do the performing. But yeah, we have 125 kids, like I said, and 49 of them are from different communities, which definitely means we, the town of Brantford, are offering something that's very attractive to other communities that they don't have.
Right.
So I'm glad that we are offering that to not only Brantford kids, all kids, and not only Brantford adults, but to all adults.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if it weren't for you guys, I definitely would not be doing what I'm doing now. Like, I've always liked to sing, but I didn't start theater until 5th grade, and then immediately I went in and started doing Shoreline and just like working with you guys. And I don't think I've ever like thought about it until like this moment, but like truly, if it weren't for Shoreline or if it weren't for you directing me in high school, I would not be pursuing musical theater at all. So I'm very grateful for that.
Okay, well now let's take a moment because they're making me emotional. Let's watch Shay perform a little bit so I could catch my breath.
Now I know, don't be scared. Granny is right, just be prepared. Isn't it nice to know a lot? And a little bit not.
Okay, we had to do some editing because I was a mess. Okay, so, guys, what do you think? Why should people get tickets to see Into the Woods? What are the morals? What are people going to see when they sit down on stage? Why should people get their tickets now?
So you don't miss out. Well, this is the first year for us anyway that there's reserved seating. Whereas before the auditorium was a little bit larger in the high school. And
so the
there are
Brantford
less
High
seats.
School. Yeah, I should say that Brantford High School is under construction this summer. We usually do our shows there. We've done some shows at Walsh, some camp shows, and Spelling Bee. The adult show was the only show we did there. But we usually do the adult shows at the high school because that's where Martone and I are more familiar with. The workrooms there, and it has more seats. It has 660 seats. What Judy's referring to is Walsh only has 440, so there's less seats to sell, and now they're assigned seats. So yeah, keep going.
Right. I mean, that's a logistical reason, but the real reason is because you're going to see an amazing show. I think that musically, it was a very challenging show, And again, I give our leads an amazing amount of credit for the work that they've put in to get to the caliber that they're ready to present this to the public. But also, it's a show that I didn't really understand until I started this process. It wasn't one of my favorites, and now I'm growing to love it. And I think that a part of the reason is because I've actually paid attention to what's being said, what's being sung, and it really is about a life's journey. You know, it's told through fairy tales.
Well, I've been obsessed with this show since I was a kid. I've been obsessed with Sondheim since I was like 10, Sweeney Todd, and I'm still learning things about this show every time. It's sort of like how I could compare it to the kids today, seeing Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
like you have to see it a million times, and each time you're getting a different reference. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, and so it's pretty amazing the questions or the thoughts that it may leave you with that you don't entirely expect.
Right.
But that's the sign of an amazing show.
Yeah. What about you, Shay?
Well, as someone who has done this show before, I think that obviously when I'm 13 years old, I'm not really thinking about the message that the show is giving. And obviously I knew that I wanted to do the show again in any way possible because it is such a phenomenal show. The music is so, so good. And now that I'm older, like getting to really focus in on each of the characters' journeys and stories, and just like how it's all about how you have to go through so many things in life in order to get like what you really want, and like their wishes, for your wishes to come true, like you need to push forward no matter what the hardships are that you run into. And I just think that it's a really, really great show, and I think it's something that a lot of people could relate to, although it's told through fairy tale characters like that everyone loves, like Jack and the Beanstalk or Little Red Riding Hood, or I don't know, the witch, Rapunzel, like
Yeah.
Cinderella. There's so many familiar names, but I don't think that many people have seen these characters going through this type of story. So it's really interesting. And I think that it's great for all ages, although Act 2 is a little...
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
darker.
going to ask.
Raw,
I
a
was
little
going to ask
darker.
Judy, because she's a mom and a grandma. What age range recommendation would you say for this show? I know Act 1's a little lighter and brighter.
It is. So I mean, my 8-year-old granddaughter's coming, but
Okay.
but I've explained to her, some of the things that are going to happen. But really, it's a part of life.
Yeah.
It's not anything that would need, in my opinion, to be hidden from children. But they would just need to understand, death occurs in life, and it occurs in this show.
Which is why we really didn't put a warning on it like we had to for Chicago and the producers,
Right.
some of the more edgier shows. But Disney did make this movie maybe a decade or two ago, and
Right.
it was it's PG. It is PG.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yes, agreed.
although the second act does get heavier, I think anyone 5, 6 or older it'll be fine for.
Sure, I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I think that it's kind of similar, like Matilda. Obviously, that's like a child show, but like there's a lot of deeper, darker messages in that show, and I think that Into the Woods is kind of the same. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with younger kids seeing it, although it's a little bit heavier. I think that they're aware of the fact that death occurs and that there are darker moments in life, but I mean, in the end, we all push through it together. So I think that this is a great show for anyone, and especially older people will really get to like acknowledge the message. As someone who did it younger and older, it's cool how you see it differently.
It resonates with you in a
Yeah,
different way
yeah,
than when you were
definitely.
younger.
I love that. Speaking of messages, I do want to show you one last clip. It's called No One Is Alone. But before that, you guys think about what you want to end with on what you want to tell the Chattin' with Colin audience, whether it's about theater, Shoreline, growing up in Brantford, whatever. But let's take a look now at No One Is Alone.
Hard to see the light now.
Just don't let it go. Things will come out right now. We can make it so. Someone is on your side.
I'm getting
And
emotional.
we left another suspending moment to keep you coming. You got to come. Again, ticket shorelinetheatercompany.com or email or call 488-8304. Definitely follow Shoreline Theater Company and Brantford Parks and Recreation and Senior Services on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you could get all of the updates. But seating is reserved, like Judy was saying, and that's the first time we're finally moving on up and feeling every day a little bit more like a theater company. Okay, like I said, you guys are going to have the last word. Who wants to go first?
I could go first.
Okay, go Shay.
All I could say is I think that if you have the opportunity to do a production of anything, then you should absolutely do it. I think that theater has changed me so much as a person for the better, and I think that it's just a great thing that even if you're a sporty kid or or anything else, like doing theater isn't weird, isn't like I think that everyone should have a chance to perform at least once in their life, because it truly is just a different experience than anything else. And I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity. And
I'm so grateful you grew up in Brantford, so we've had the opportunity for you to share your talents with us.
Thank you. Yes. So all I could say is if you have the opportunity to do a production, I definitely think you should. And you should come see Into the Woods because it's going to be really good.
For sure. What about you, Judy?
I agree with that, Shay. I think that this is a show that you would really enjoy if you come to see. So please make sure that you do that. But as long as I have an opportunity, I'd like to just take a moment to say thank you to the creative team, which includes you, Colin, and Paula, and Mike. And I know there are others, but I don't want to say the names because I'll forget someone. But I know that there is an incredible amount of work that goes on behind the scenes that not everyone sees. So I do want to say thank you for that. And
Yes, thank you.
I definitely echo what Shay said. If you have an opportunity and you have any inclination that you would like to get involved in something, just do it, because it's the best
never
thing.
too
You'll
late.
love it. It's never too late, and it's a great opportunity to stretch yourself and to grow. So
Yeah.
thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you guys for coming and chatting with Colin, but for being a part of so many Shoreline Theater Company shows and memories. And can we throw up one more time, Vic, the Into the Woods poster, just so people could see where they get tickets again and the dates? Thank you so much. So again, Thursday, June 25th at 7 o'clock, same thing on Friday and Saturday, all at Walsh Intermediate School. Visit ShorelineTheaterCompany.com for tickets. Tickets are selling fast. There will be tickets available at the door, but I would get them in advance. But the credit card process at the door will be much easier this year. And we do also take check and cash. So we'll see you this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Walsh. Thank you again to Judy and Shay. And you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week, and we'll see you this weekend at the show or at Jazz or at the Brantford Fireworks. Who knows where? Nervous Sip. Thanks for watching.
You know him, you love him, you're gonna want more of him. Here he is now, it's Chattin with Colin. Yeah.